Hello from Trend Signal for our review of the data and events the week beginning the 22nd of May. Markets managed to survive the Trump fade mid-last week. Equities recovering, certainly the FTSE ended up on the week, up about 35 pips, but the Dow and S&P, albeit down on the week, did manage to recover significantly from that Trump fade. At one stage, the Dow over 340 points lower ended up down 92 on the week, so a significant recovery there. The DAX fared less well, down 130 on the week, but I think the pressure is probably down to the rebound in the euro, or the recovery in the euro versus the dollar. In fact, that was probably the headline of the week, really, despite equities recovering from the Trump fade, as it's been called. The dollar was particularly weak. Dollars recovered a little bit first thing Monday morning as we speak, but last week the dollar index fell 2.1%, which is one of its worst weekly falls in a year, as I guess it's just continuing to react to the mounting problems of Trump in the wake of the sacking of Comey, the former FBI director. The New York Times reporting last week that the suggestion is that Trump may have been attempting to obstruct justice. That's the bad news. The good news is a special investigator has been appointed by Congress that has taken the heat off Trump for now, and Trump now is engaged on his first overseas trip for 9 days, so he won't have a chance to pour any more oil on his troubled waters. At least the trip could replace Comey scandal on the front pages, and you only have to look at the Financial Times to see that he's no longer on it, although Trump's on the front page, but it's more about his trip and his speech that he's made attacking Iran. No surprise there. In other markets, gold up sharply last week, $27. Uptick in risk, I suppose, following the Trump fade last week. I think that's helped gold stage a rebound from its late April, early May sell-off. But the main kicker is inevitably the US dollar, which fell sharply, as I've just said, so benefiting any dollar-based commodities, really. Oil also had a good week following similar falls to gold, but the extra juice added to the markets, or the oil markets there, is in the form of this OPEC meeting that we have on Thursday in Vienna, which is largely to agree the output cuts that were agreed last November and which run out at the end of June. Already we've heard from the Saudi and Russian oil ministers who have stated their intention to extend the cuts to March next year. Well, Saudi being part of OPEC, Russia not being part of OPEC, but there is a non-OPEC component of the cuts as well. So data and events this coming week are fairly thin on the ground, really. We kick off with the Eurogroup meetings in Brussels, which is a regular feature. So I think it's every 6 months, or is it every quarter? I'm not altogether sure, but I'm sure there'll be lots of talk about Brexit, etc., as there normally is. I think the whole talk about some of the issues. I know that I was listening to the radio this morning about interviewing Michael Spencer, who's the chairman of Next, which used to be called ICAP, one of the largest money brokers. Was talking about euro clearing and saying that euro clearing happens in the US, and there's no way the EU would be taking it back from the US. And London also has multiple currency clearings for a lot of derivatives, and there's no other state has demanded that this particular clearing is repatriated to the home country. And I think the clear implication is that it's the EU's desires to repatriate euro clearing to Central Europe is more nationalistic than anything else. Maybe a bit opportunistic as well. But there we go. That's a Eurogroup meeting. Tuesday, we have the German IFO Business Climate. This is this large survey of manufacturers, wholesalers, and retailers. A slight uptick from the previous month, 113.1. We have the inflation hearings in Parliament for the UK tomorrow. Not sure if this is happening or not. I'm pretty certain it is. Government continues to function even in an election period. I think it gives a chance for Carney and some of the other members of the MPC to be questioned by the Treasury Select Committee, so it can be a little bit market moving. We then have on Wednesday Mario Draghi, he of the European Central Bank, speaking in Madrid at a conference on financial stability. Again, potential to move the markets, depending on what's said. He sometimes doesn't mean to, but says things that can affect the markets. The Bank of Canada rate statement, their monthly policy meeting, no change expected from the Bank of Canada. Crude oil inventories, the usual weekly data on Wednesday, coming out at 3:30. And then we have the minutes from the previous FOMC meeting, the Federal Open Market Committee meeting that sets rates in the United States. Always interesting to hear what they might say, and certainly in light of the Trump scandal, let's call it. I think it predated the main sort of bulk of the scandal, really, so I'm not sure the minutes will contain anything in that, but that's at 7 o'clock on Wednesday evening. Then jumping to Thursday, bank holiday in Europe, so maybe a little bit quieter, but we've got the second reading from our gross domestic product here in the UK for Q1, unchanged figure from the prelim reading of plus 0.3%. Then we jump to Friday, core durable goods orders, quite an important number actually, a rebound there from a flat number in April to plus 0.4% in May. And then we have the rather curiously named prelim reading. This is, again, the second reading, like the UK number, the second reading of the GDP data. That's the gross domestic product, the sum of all goods and services produced in the United States in the first quarter. It's called prelim, but actually it's the second number. The first one's called the advanced number. Slight uptick from the first reading, originally at plus 0.7, plus 0.9. That's it. Thank you very much for listening. Bye for now.
If you would like more information about trading the right way, Trend Signal is giving you the opportunity to see and hear about its services live at a free online seminar. Take a look at the Trend Signal website for the latest events and to book your free place.